Hey, what's up guys, John here. MasterCard has just unleashed a plan that will forever change the world's economy. They have 1 billion users across a whopping 210 countries. Now they open this conversation with, hey, this is going to be for Bitcoin holders, this is going to be great for the crypto industry. But what they say on the same website, on their website, is that really where we're going is central bank digital currencies. We're going to be only essentially leaning into these.
The Federal Reserve is considering a digital dollar. The implications for privacy and freedom are frightening.
And that's going to be the second stage. And the third stage is going to be about the environment and how everything is about to change with transactions.
MasterCard will start informing customers about their carbon footprint that measures how customers are contributing to carbon emissions and global warming.
Now, I'm going to show you the 10,000 foot overview of what's really happening right now because it's pretty dystopian. If someone were to say, hey, John, in 2019, hey, John, in the next 7-8 years, this is where the world's going to be, I would say you're crazy. No way this is happening. But when you start to connect the dots and you start to look at things very, very clearly, you'll realize without doubt, this is where things are going. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you the facts. It's pretty crazy. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share the content. Educate more people about what's going on in the world's economy. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself what I believe is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in world history, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, closures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative or derogatory items in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow, and take a look at this. This is wild. So this card enables European Bitcoin holders to spend from their self-hosted wallets at any of MasterCard's over 100 million merchants globally without needing to custody funds with an intermediary. Now, many people will think this is amazing. Bitcoin is going to 100,000. Crypto, it's going to go parabolic, right? Other people look at this and say, well, if I were a central bank and I wanted everyone to use a central bank digital currency, I would love to have a Bitcoin, something that people trust that they would then use, and then we could find a hole or a problem with Bitcoin or some type of reason why this is no longer good. And at that point, we already have semi-trust in, a digital currency, and then I could usher in this new solution to, to solve that problem, right? Problem, action, solution, right? That would be one way I would look at it if I were a central banker, right? So I believe that's going to likely be the next step. And when we start to look at this, money is going to change, and freedom, I believe, is going to change with it. So if you look at Pakistan, for example, this happened on August 21st, right? So you're talking not even 2 weeks ago. Pakistan arrested man over Southport attack and disinformation. So authorities in Pakistan have arrested a man on suspicion of cyber, right? I'm not even going to say that word, in relation to disinformation, thought to have fueled this. So this one man was accused of fueling this situation, right? Well, as everything moves, like blockchain, futuristic, blockchain, digital IDs, all this, you can imagine how quickly information could be maintained on a single device. And, that could easily connect to a wallet, a digital wallet, to a central bank digital currency. It could all, happen pretty quickly and get pretty dystopian pretty fast. And if this single man is being accused of this entire situation, you could imagine the penalties, right? You could imagine how quickly his account might not work. You look at what happened here. This is CNBC, so it goes from the BBC, right, to CNBC, saying as disinformation spreads during UK riots, regulators are currently powerless, right? They're currently powerless. What this really means is they're letting you know that they're soon not going to be powerless, and they're getting ready to make a move to change this. They say even as disinformation on social media related to this situation in the UK has led to real world, Britain's online safety regulator finds itself unable to take effective enforcement actions. London, UK's media regulator, right? And so it says they're kind of under a new strict online safety regulations. So here, UK government warns, think before you post. You can see how fast this is moving. Now look at what MasterCard, same company, on the website, right? They say central bank digital currencies enabling new types of payments. 90% of central banks are engaged in some form of CBDC work. Now, when you look at this, 134 countries and currency unions representing 98% of global GDP. 98% of global GDP Think about how far along we are, right? Now, as we start to look at what's going on in the world, you'll see pretty clearly that things are about to change structurally. Remember in 2021, the Great Resignation? Many people thought, hey, this is a great thing. This is, they're really helping us, and they're saying we should quit because we deserve a lot more money. And to offset inflation that was not caused by the business owners, but to offset inflation, we need to demand a wage that is going to basically solve that problem, or find another job and have this, this new employer do this, right? But then it went from that scenario to, the great firing, essentially, to maybe we don't need to work so much. Our bosses don't care about us. They're letting us go. Maybe we should work a 4-day work week. And this 4-day work week trend started rapidly moving. What countries have a 4-day work week, right? And then you look at what countries are bringing forward a universal basic income. What are the odds that many of these same lists are on the same, like here, Brazil, Canada, Belgium, right here. Belgium, and then let's see where Brazil is right here. Oh, and there's Canada, right? So many of the same countries are on the same list. So you have a 4-day work week, discussion of a universal basic income, solving the problem that was created by these companies issuing these layoffs because these companies are also struggling, and then you have MasterCard saying, "Look, we're gonna help. This is gonna be a great thing for Bitcoin holders, right?" And then on their website they say this: making a payment should be simple, whether in person or remote, online or offline, home or abroad. Our CBDC card solutions enable end users to spend their CBDC easily at MasterCard's 100 million plus merchants globally. Central bank digital currencies read about MasterCard's core principles for developing CBDCs and our approach to helping central banks. So it's helping central banks, not helping Satoshi, it's not helping Bitcoin. Central banks have accelerated their exploration of digital currencies with a variety of objectives, from fostering financial inclusion and modernizing the payment ecosystem. Now think about this. Financial inclusion, people are getting taken out of work, job market's falling apart, and 4-day work week, people need money, and a lot of people are feeling excluded from being able to go get a meal. 80% of Americans can't afford to go through a fast food drive-through. So this solves that financial inclusion. But then it goes one step further, and this step is kind of wild to witness firsthand, kind of like how fast things are going, because it goes from that to turn purchases into meaningful action, where people can actually track their output. Whether they're doing things that are good for the environment, doing things that are bad for the environment, everything is going to be tracked on an app. And this app shows you that a personalized carbon footprint tracker, by having clear insights into the effects your day-to-day footprint has on the planet, you can make small adjustments resulting in real change. The Carbon Calculator, in collaboration with Swedish fintech Deconomy, allows you to view the estimated carbon footprint of all of your purchases. Your footprint is tracked month by month across a variety of spending categories, so you can better understand where you're having the greatest impact. And you could support the Priceless Planet. You can even donate, right? It's allowing you to donate money, like you can tip into it. And partners embed this tracking into their website or app with an API. And we've built MasterCard carbon tracking products with our partners in mind. So you can see kind of how fast the world is changing. It's kind of just shocking to witness this firsthand, because if you would have said any of this stuff a couple years ago, like tinfoil hat crazy, nobody would hear that. And I don't blame them, because it would have sounded pretty crazy. But now it's on their website. It's on MasterCard's website. This is mainstream media. This is what they're telling us. This article, it came out 2 hours ago, literally 2 hours ago. And in the direction of the world, I think over the next couple of years is going to get more and more radicalized, because you start to look at what's unfolding with AI and automation. McKinsey and a lot of these major sources of information, these publications, these behemoths, these titans, are telling people, hey, look, we're going to see tens of millions of jobs being removed by AI. The amount of potential that AI is going to bring toward businesses is going to be shocking. Like even Sam Altman, he came out saying that, in the past you might have needed maybe 1,000 employees, 5,000 employees to have $1 billion company, 30, 40 years ago. Now maybe it's 100 employees, maybe less. But in the future, You might be able to run a $1 billion company with one employee, a $1 billion company, right? So you start to think about this. If you are one of these mega tech companies or mega corporations, and you have 5,000 employees, and you can get that down to 100, 50, 25, right? You can start to really reduce your headcount. You're gonna have all this money. What are you gonna do with that money? You're gonna buy property. You're going to get into other industries. You're gonna start to disrupt everything. But it's not just that one, that one company that's gonna have that opportunity. It's gonna be thousands and thousands and thousands of companies that are gonna be reducing headcount and looking to expand. They're gonna be looking to invest, and they're gonna be looking to disrupt. And inside of all of this disruption, you're gonna start to see tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people throughout the West that are going to need financial assistance. I'm not saying hundreds of millions in America, I'm saying, throughout Western countries, right? You're going to start to see a lot of financial assistance that's going to be required. But since when has anything been free? Look back in 2021 when people started getting stimulus checks. They thought those $1,200 checks, they were just going to sit home and have some Netflix and chill and, just order Uber Eats. But how'd that really work out? It didn't work out too well. A year later, 2 years later, 3 years later. Actually, it turned out, I think most people would give back those stimulus checks if they could live back in that era of America, in terms of inflation. But when you look at where this is all heading, you can realize that things are about to likely get a hell of a lot crazier if we issue those stimulus checks in the form of a CBDC at large scale. Like inflation is going to get a lot worse, and things are going to get a lot crazier. And these corporations, these companies are going to realize that, and they're going to be looking to park this money, this dying currency, into hard real assets. I mean, what do you think about this situation? Where do you see all this going? Do you think that MasterCard is going to be the first one, and then American Express is going to be behind, and then Visa, then Discover, and then all these other credit card companies are going to be bringing forward the same exact protocols and policies and options to their customers? Let's have a conversation about this below. And if you'd like to fix your credit, we would love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative or derogatory items on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow. Catch you next video.